The world is changing. We're growing, developing, consuming, shifting, questioning, creating. Change can often sound like a bad thing. We hear headlines about our changing climate, increasing consumption, decreasing resources, widening social disparity, greater volatility. But the good news is that change presents new opportunities for value creation. There's business in change. We're in a time of transition. A transition to new energy. A transition of power to emerging markets. A transition in societal expectations and in how those needs will be met. A transition in our climate and how we adapt to this change. A transition in how value is created. All of these changes are strategic for business development and growth. One way of conceptualizing the implications of change for business is by using the concepts of capital and income. Sustainable value requires maintaining or increasing our stocks of capital assets so we can live off the income without depleting the capital. For people and business to thrive, we obtain goods and services from 5 types of capital assets. Firstly, natural capital, which makes up our natural resources including materials and energy, like mineral deposits and forests, fish and fresh water, and ecological processes that recycle waste and regulate disease. Secondly, human capital, which is our health, how smart we are, our skills, motivation and ability to work well and productively with people to create a better quality of life. Thirdly, social capital, our family and children, our communities, companies, labor unions and schools that help us nurture and develop human capital together with others. Fourthly, manufactured capital, which is represented by the tools, machinery, and fixed assets like buildings and infrastructure needed for manufacturing, production, and the providing of services. And finally, financial capital, the means of representing other forms of capital as shares, bonds, or banknotes. All these capital stocks relate to and depend on one another, as the following diagram shows. Manufactured and financial capital stocks are products of and depend on human and social capital stocks, which in turn are products of and depend on natural capital. If we build our financial and manufactured capital stocks at the expense of human, social, and natural capital, we deplete our resource base, leading to imbalance and eventual crisis. We need to create value and thrive in a time of change. We must adopt approaches that nurture or enhance the natural, human, and social capital stocks on which that value depends. To create progress, we should contribute as part of a bigger system that supports and enhances our environment, relationships, and collectives. This will be our blueprint for sustainable development. Let's ensure that the value we create for the lives we build has longevity for all of us. We can all make a powerful contribution to sustainable development. This is our strategic response to change. Sasol, reaching new frontiers.